Hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Simulator 17 on the Grey Ghost Zorro Gaming channel. Let's jump in. Alright everybody, when we left off last time, let's see, we were not doing that, but we were doing this. Okay, we were planting some oilseed radish because I was curious as to how much it's going to affect our crop output. According to the game instructions, it says like 30% increase, but I just wonder, is that 30% of the fertilization, or is that 30% over top of what it would be if we fully fertilize everything? Because you can fertilize 3 times with the settings that I've got now. So I'm wondering, is that like 30% of the fertilization, and if we fertilize twice, then we would get the same thing if we did like half of the field with the oilseed radish and did the other half without it, and then fertilize 3 times. That way, you know, you had the 30%, 60%, 90%, whatever, you know, 33%, however it works out. And we did the other side, and that would put it at 100%, you know. If we would still get 30% more out of it. I'm kind of fumbling around here, but I'm trying to do the math in my head. And my brain is burnt from doing algebra in college constantly here lately. So, but if we did that, if we fertilize, say we fertilize the entire field after we planted oilseed radish on half of it, would we still get the 30% increase? It's a good question. So what I may do, I may stop here. That way we can fertilize the entire thing like we were just talking about. Once the oilseed radish is done, I'll plow that in, and then we'll plant over it. We'll do the fertilizing, and then I'll run one strip down this side with the combine, run one strip down the other side with the combine, see what we come up with. So, just out of laziness, let's go ahead and hire a worker to finish this strip. Actually, we'll go to the path over here. That way we can kind of keep up with where we stopped and kind of get an idea of, you know, what we're looking at as far as that. Well, no, that still won't be quite half of the field, but we'll still be able to get a good idea of what we got. As a matter of fact, you know what, we can go ahead and stop here because we can make, you know, a swath down that side and then come back up the other side, and we'll still know what we've got. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. With that said, what were we doing in these other fields? Are they ready? I can't remember. Let's check the map, see what the maps are. Wrong button for the map, huh? Here we go. Okay, we got the fruit types. Did we go ahead and plant that field last time? Or did we just harvest it? I think we just harvested it. Okay. Let's see, soil composition. Okay, it's already showing that it's fertilized. Interesting. I guess it was doing it because we had fertilizer in with oilseed radish. I'm not sure. Okay, growth. It has been harvested. So yeah, we did harvest that. I was thinking we did. It's been a little bit. Our oilseed radish is growing, of course. Cultivated. All right. So we are cultivated over there. We still need to, on 15, we're cultivated. 12, we were cultivated. We did the oilseed radish. 14, we're harvested, but we still need to cultivate it. So here's what we're going to do. Let me see something. Not that button. How much money do we have? Just out of curiosity. Let me go back to this screen. Okay, we got 24,000. Should we buy a plow? I think a plow helps with the fertilization. Of course, it's an extra step. Is it worth it? Because we can only afford a small plow right now. I'm not really sure, because I don't want to borrow any money. We're going to try to do it without borrowing. And kind of go from there. So, with that said, there's the shop. Having a moment. Let's see what we got here. Alright, we need a plow. We only have a small tractor right now, or a couple of small tractors, so we can't go too crazy. I'm not even sure if we've got one that's 180 horsepower. Alright, that's 3 meters. 2 meters, 2 meters, 3 meters, 4.9 meters. Yeah, but it takes 240 horsepower to pull it. I don't think we've got anything like that, so 120 to 180. That's not feasible because 2 meters, 2 meters, or well, this one's not feasible actually. If this one and this one both cover 2 meters, like we see down here, both 9 miles per hour, both $10 a day, but one takes an 85 horse tractor and the other one takes 120, why not go ahead with the cheap one? So here's what we're going to do. Select. We don't have any upgrades or options on it, so wait a minute. We'd have to lease a tractor to get a better one. So we're going to go ahead and buy this one. Why not? Now we have $11,000 left. So, which tractor should we go get that with? Hang on. Does this tell us anything? No, this doesn't tell us anything about the tractor itself, does it? Yeah, it doesn't tell us anything about the tractor itself, and I can't remember which one's the strongest. I want to say the 1455 is the stronger one. So, we need that 1455. And I shouldn't have started selecting fields and everything else. I thought it would circle all the way back around. So, okay, well, we've got this one here. But I want to go ahead and start planting with this one, so we're going to set this guy up to go ahead and start doing his thing. What do we want to plant, though, is the question. Alright, let's see. What should we plant? Canola always has a high price. Of course, you don't get as much per acre. Corn's kind of out of the question. Potatoes, all of that's kind of out of the question because we don't have anything to harvest it with. So we got wheat, barley, canola. I think that's pretty much all we can harvest right now, I think. I can't remember on sunflowers what you've got to have to harvest those. But we'll come back to that. Or if anybody knows, drop it in the comments. I'm relearning the game. It's been a long time since I really seriously played, and I'm having a hard time remembering a lot of it. I played a lot of other games since then. So, let's go with barley. That'll work. Let's go with barley. So, we will select seed. Oh, just passed it. There it is. And get back in the tractor and hire a worker. Now, 1455 here. We are going to drop this trailer and go pick up our plow. Look out, people. What stop sign? think I'm going the right way. Yep, there it is. And there's our plow. Okay, does this have a hookup for... Okay, it's already got a weight on the front of it, so we're good to go. Whoa. Up, curb. Alright, let's hook this bad boy up here. Go back and do a little bit of plowing. Another way we could make some money, we could jump into doing like the fields for the neighbors and stuff like that. We may do some of those later. Right now I just want to focus on our farm though. Now usually the first thing I would do is jump on here and start doing a lot of the little hired help things where you can select to do a field for somebody else and they provide the equipment. A good quick way to make cash, but I'm trying to build this farm organically. Just go from the ground up with it. Try not to take out any loans and see what happens. Just trying to adapt a totally different play style. And actually follow the roads. For once. Any other time I would have went across the trees and, you know, all that good stuff and went down through the woods. But we'd have got to our farm. I didn't say I was going to stay on the right side of the road. I just said I was going to stay on the road for the most part. Alright, let's hang a right, yeah? And I can't remember, but I think you can hire a helper to plow. Seems like I remember it being kind of glitchy at one point, but that may have been one of the older versions. So we'll see what happens. And I believe, like I said, plowing, I believe helps with the fertilization. I could be wrong, but let's see. It doesn't look like it's fertilizing. It's kind of hard to tell. We'll wait till we make another pass. Maybe that's just if you plow in the oilseed radish. We'll find out. Let this guy get a couple of passes in and we'll check the map again and see what it looks like. It's a slow, tedious process. Like I said, this is one of those games that you play when you just really don't want to be in a hurry. When you just want to kick back, relax, enjoy what you're doing. You don't have to worry about anything trying to kill you. You don't have to worry about getting anything done by a specific time. You know, kick back, relax, and enjoy. It's great after a long, hard day at work. You know, just come home and take it easy, you know. Alright, let's take a look at that map now and see what we got. Okay, yeah, it does not look like it's helping with our fertilizing, so I'm not sure. Okay, we have a needs plowing. I seem like I remember seeing that. I guess after so many plantings, then you have to plow. I'm thinking that's the way that works. Like I say, it has been a little while, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works, so. But, long story short, we really don't need to plow this field from the looks of it. We just need to cultivate it. So in that case, I think we just wasted money on a plow. But this oilseed radish may have to be plowed in. We'll have to figure that one out. So, I'm going to go ahead and stop this guy as soon as he gets done here. And we're we're going to move the plow. Well, we'll move the plow over here. Put it out front. Let's hop out and jump in this bad boy. And we'll go ahead and cultivate our field that we were plowing on a minute ago. So we got a little while before we're going to be making any money, but we do already have some stuff in the silo from where we harvested this field, and we already started with a little bit. So if it comes down to it, we need a little cash before any of our crops get ready, we can always back up and sell some of that. But for now, I'm going to try to hold on to that, try to build up a little bit in the silo. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll hit a deal where they got they're paying a higher price on what we've got in the silo, and then we can drop it all at once and make a killing. But we'll just have to see. That remains to be seen. Excuse me. That remains to be seen. So we'll take it from there and see what happens. That's because there's one thing. Every once in a while, you have they'll do like you get a notification that for the next 12 hours or whatever, a certain place is paying more for something than they normally do. You have to watch that though, because sometimes the higher price that they're paying is still not as high as what somewhere else would pay. Just kind of depends. Normally, I don't think that's the case, but sometimes it is. You just have to double check, your price comparisons and everything. But usually, usually it's worth it. Sometimes you might want to hold off and see if, one of the higher paying places offer a higher amount. Chugging along here. Doing our thing. So let's check on our other worker while this guy's doing this. Actually, let's check the map again real quick. Other direction. All right, yeah, we're seeing where it was fertilized, where he's planted it's fertilizing where he's planting. I'm sorry, because we have fertilizer in the seeder. So the first stage of fertilizing is already done here. And it will be on the other ones when we plant them. I'm still conflicted on the oilseed radish though, as to whether it's really even worth it. Because now we've got to wait for that to come up and then plow it in and then plant. So early on, I just wonder if it's really worth it. I guess we'll find out once we see if we do actually get that 30% increase that we've been looking for. Just have to wait and see. But what we may do to check that, we may go ahead and bump the time up on this once we get this field planted. And let the oilseed radish come on up and till that in, plow it in, whatever we need to do. And go from there with it. Because I'm really not sure. I'm not sure what the best course of action is going to be. It'll really have to be worth it to put all that extra time into it. All right, folks. I went ahead and fast forwarded through some of that, skipped through some of the boring parts. We did finish planting our field over there. Meanwhile, I answered some of my own questions. It's amazing what you can find in the help file. But here we go. After sowing the field, you can improve the harvest by fertilizing it. To achieve this, the best outcome, you need to fertilize your field up to 3 times before plants are fully grown. But remember that fertilization is only effective once per growth stage. Okay, each time you fertilize the field, it yields 30% more crops. I was right on that. So if you fertilize 3 times, it yields 90%. I don't know how I was getting 100% out of that, but anyway. Plowed fields yield 10% more output, which is why we've got this guy plowing the field. I'm going to plow part of it. The other half of it's being cultivated. Once they meet in the middle, we'll plant. If you plowed and fertilized your field properly, it will yield 100% more crops. Your harvest is doubled. You can fertilize the field with a fertilizer spreader, sprayer, manure spreader, or slurry tank. Oilseed radish works with fertilizer as well if you dig in the manure. The mature plant, I was thinking manure because it's actually considered green manure. If you dig in the mature plant with a cultivator before sowing your actual crop. So it sounds like the oilseed radish does the exact same thing as fertilizer. So we're not going to really gain anything by fertilizing it 3 times, because that's going to count as one of the times, it sounds like. So basically, if I'm reading into this right, oilseed radish might be good at startup if you can't afford a fertilizer sprayer. You know, it's a way to add fertilization. And then once you plant, then you're going to add another 30%, so you're at 60% already. 70% if you plowed, and that's all without a fertilizer spreader. So maybe to get your first couple of crops out, it'd be a good idea. I don't know, just throwing that out there. But anyway, okay, this guy's stopped. He got turned around and went the wrong way. We're not going to get much of this plowed, which is not really a big deal. But every little bit counts, so we're going to let him keep going, and that'll get this field, you know, they'll work their way together until they start getting in each other's way, and then I'll have to move one of them. And then we'll be ready to plant. I've already got my tractor set up there, ready to go. We're going to do this one in barley as well. We're going to just focus on barley this entire first season and see what happens, see how much we get out of the mix. Of course, the first field we didn't do any kind of plowing, anything like that, so we're not going to get a whole lot out of that one, unless I can manage to afford a fertilizer sprayer. Might try to swing one of those. We'll just have to see. We'll kind of take it from once we get everything in the ground. We'll kind of take it from there and see how much money we got left, see whether we need to sell some crops, what we need to do. We'll come up with something. I like to plan on the fly. Alright, meanwhile, these guys are going to get in each other's way if I go ahead and start that one up. I was going to go ahead and let him start planting, but they'll end up getting in the way. See, it's always a tough decision for me is what I need to buy bigger first. Should I buy a bigger seeder, sower, however you want to say it? Because it covers more ground. Should I buy a bigger cultivator? Should I buy a bigger plow? We need bigger tractors for bigger plows. So what should you buy bigger first? Of course, any of those is going to make the process faster, but which one is better is the question, I guess. I don't know. Maybe the cultivator, because it, you know, that's complete downtime. You know, your crop's not growing, you're cultivating the field. Same with plowing, but at least plowing you're adding that 10% though. So maybe a bigger plow, but then you got to have a bigger tractor. So inquiring minds want to know. But meanwhile, we're just going to do our thing like this. Once we get bigger, you know, get the better tractors and stuff like that, maybe we'll experiment. Kind of come up with some ideas to try. Maybe you guys can drop some stuff in the comments, stuff you'd like to see, you know, see me try to see what works best or whatever. I'm open for suggestions. We can, if we need to plan a field in 3 different, sections to see which section does best with different ideas, I'm good with it. Let's do it. I'm open for ideas, wide open. So meanwhile, we're just gonna do these crazy little things and see what happens. Try to build up a little money, get some better equipment, and then we can kind of test one against the other and see, what works best. Go from there with it. So this guy's fixing to be in the way. I'm going to go ahead and pull him. Get him out of the way. Now we are ready to go ahead and continue sowing. I had done just a little spot because I couldn't remember if you could plant over what had been plowed or if you had to cultivate back over it. I couldn't remember. But we are good to go. So let's slip back over here and check on our map. As you see, we are fertilizing as we are planting. So we're good to go. The other gentleman's almost done with his round, so we can stop him. All right, good deal. We'll carry this over here because the next place we're going to need it is to cultivate this oilseed radish in the ground once it's ready to go. So we didn't get a whole lot done this round. We got a little, but not a whole lot. But I'll take it. So right now we're ready here. As soon as this is up and growing, oilseed radish is ready to go in. We'll till that little section in, plant. Over here we're already planting. We've got our one little section that we plowed. Probably wish I'd have done the whole field. And this field over here, we've already got some sprouting up. Check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. Kind of an uneventful episode, but hope you guys enjoyed watching. I really appreciate you hanging out. If you would, please hit that like button. Drop some comments for me below. Hit that sub button if you're not already subbed. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks again.